President Obama's approval rating, it may be rising, but he remains one of the most polarizing presidents in modern times. Perhaps it's no surprise that many Democrats give him a thumbs up, while overwhelmingly Republicans thumbs down.
This is according to a Gallup tracking poll, by the way. Look at this. Each of President Obama's 6 years in office rank among the top 10 most polarized for more than half a century. George W. Bush fills the other 4 spots. Oh, no, we got people who want to talk about this. CNN political commentator and Democratic strategist Maria Cardona and Republican strategist and BlackRock Group Senior Director Lisa Booth. Ladies, thank you so much. Mr. Obama, good morning. Mr. Obama, America's most polarizing president ever. Really? What's your reaction to that, Lisa?
Well, look, he is one of the most polarizing presidents ever, and Gallup even said that he is on track to be the most polarizing president in their polling history. And look, he's someone who set out and said that he wanted to unite this country, but instead he's divided the country through policies like Obamacare. But what's important to note that we're not just seeing a divide among the parties, we're also seeing a divide in the wage gap. If you look at President Obama, middle-class families have been left behind by this president. Middle-class families are making less now than they did in 2009. And while jobs have been added to the top and bottom of the wage scale, middle-class Americans have seen their job prospects diminished, with hundreds of thousands of jobs lost in the construction and manufacturing industries.
All right, well, wait a minute. Maria, I want to get your take on this, because Victor and I were talking about it, and we're thinking Clinton wasn't polarizing, Nixon wasn't polarizing. What do you make of this?
Well, I think there's a couple things going on here. Number one, it doesn't surprise me that there are folks who think that Obama is the most polarizing president thus far, because he, frankly, has had the most obstructionist opposition that we have had. Even during his campaign, we saw the rise of the birther movement. We saw the rise of the Tea Party. We saw the rise of an extreme right-wing conservative movement that, frankly, other Democratic presidents didn't have to contend with. And you're right. I mean, let's remember Clinton. Clinton was very polarizing. He also had an opposition that was trying to do absolutely everything to bring him down. It's no different with President Obama. In fact, look not very long ago when Mitch McConnell essentially said that his goal as majority leader in the Senate, or as a majority leader for his party, was not going to be to find solutions for this country. It was going to be to make sure that President Obama was a one-term president. So he got elected twice because he focused on middle-class economics, which is what he's going to continue to do. And it's a little bit laughable that Republicans are just now talking about
look at the numbers.
Middle-class families being left behind.
All right.
Every single policy that they put forward actually hurts middle-class families.
Lisa, you're shaking your head. Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Let's look at what middle-class families are experiencing right now, and they're suffering under this president. So, you know, you can say that Republicans don't care about the middle class, which is laughable in itself, but let's look at who's really suffering under President Obama, and that's the same middle-class families that President Obama has said he's trying to help, but they've not benefited from this president.
Okay, well, we're heading into an election year. Let's think about that when you look at these numbers and how there's this huge gap between the way, obviously, Republicans and Democrats see candidates. I'm wondering, we've got President Bush in there for 4 of the slots in the top 10. Is that going to affect, do you think, in any way, Lisa, Jeb Bush and his possible run?
Well, you know, I don't think it's going to hurt Jeb Bush. I mean, look at if Jeb Bush is the Republican nominee, which, you know, he still has a long path to get there and a difficult path to get there. But if he is the Republican nominee, he has a strong record on economic growth that he can point to as governor of Florida. But if you look at someone like Hillary Clinton, you know, she's incapable of doing that. I mean, she has no crowning achievements as a United States senator, and her record as a Secretary of State is abysmal. It's because of her and President Obama's failed foreign policy record that we're seeing the rise of ISIS take shape in Iraq and Syria and in North Africa.
You know, what's interesting here, Christy, is that Republican strategists are saying publicly and privately that given the growth in the economy, we just had another tremendous jobs report. Republicans are going to have to find another talking point other than it's the Obama economy that's bringing the country down. And yes, middle-class families have not been the receivers of a lot of that income in terms of rising income. But frankly, it's been because of Republican opposition to the policies that would have helped middle-class families.
There's absolutely no correlation you can make between the two.
Republicans actually have a chance to prove that they really are looking out for middle-class families. Because frankly, in the last 2 elections, and you look at polls right now, Lisa, Americans still believe that Democrats and Obama, and if Hillary runs, it will be Hillary, are the ones who understand what middle-class families are going through.
Hillary Clinton's going to be incapable of delivering a income inequality conversation when she is someone who's incredibly out of touch. No, she's incredibly out of touch with the average American. This is someone who said she hasn't driven a car.
Ladies, we so appreciate it, but we can't hear either one of you at the moment. But I know that you're passionate. We love the conversations. Maria Cardona, Lisa Booth, thank you both so much.
Thank you, Christy.